Hi, I'm Brad Fenson with Deer and Deer Hunting TV, and we're here to help launch the new TenPoint Nitro 505. This is the fastest crossbow on the market today, production crossbow, that actually shoots over 505 feet per second. We just did a bunch of chronograph tests, and as you can see, this one shot 507. It was a duplicate reading, which means it's duplicated it. It's very consistent. And it's nice to see a crossbow company putting speeds on here that the bow will actually shoot. And it's not with some light arrow. That's a 400 grain hunting arrow with a 100 grain head. If we have a look at the crossbow and where does it gather all its energy, the power stroke on this is 17 inches long. I mean, with conventional draw bows, from here down, you're actually losing 4 inches of rail compared to this reverse draw. So the arrow stays on that rail an extra 4 inches, giving it a lot of extra time to transfer energy and gain speed. Of course, in order to harness all that speed, they had to build a new string. There's 4 extra strands in that, so it's bigger, it's beefier, it transfers the energy, but because it's bigger and heavier, it also helps to quiet the bow. New cam design, the RX8, they required this because they needed deeper channel grooves in here to accommodate that bigger string and cable. So as you can see, the cables are flush mounted inside the groove to keep it safe, concealed. These bad boys rotate a full 404 degrees. So that's 44 degrees beyond full rotation to generate more energy. And of course, if you ever watch the Olympics, you see the shot put and discus throwers, they wind up and go more than a full circle before they release. It just creates more energy. What else can we tell you here? Beefier barrel. They needed a beefier barrel to deal with all the energy that this bow is putting out. They have a micro track rail on top of it, which the arrow sits on those very thin edges of aluminum, which means less contact, less friction, cleaner release, more consistent results. Of course, you've got a forged 7075 aluminum riser, quad vector cables or vector quad cables here. They don't add to the torque and stuff. They actually help to stabilize the limbs and prevent cameling. So it makes this bow extremely consistent. And when we look at the speeds being repeatable 3 and 4 shots in a row, and our arrows going into the same hole 3 and 4 shots in a row, that quad cable design is really working well. Other features, it's got the AccuSlide. So this slides down the barrel to cock the string. You can actually decock it as well to release the string. With modern crossbow technology, I'm not sure why anyone would get a crossbow that you cannot decock. It's just safe. It's safer for the crossbow, the user. You're never trying to shoot an arrow off after dark, find a target, lose an arrow, break an arrow, not know your backdrop. It just adds a lot of safety to crossbow use overall. Anti-dry fire inhibitor in the top. If you do have an accident, pull the trigger, something happens, your bow isn't going to blow up. And this bow stores an awful lot of energy, so you would not want a dry fire. What else can we tell you? Extendable crank. It actually takes the poundage of cranking this bow down to 7 pounds. So it's very simple. You can actually decock, like I said. It comes with 3 different optic options. You got the Evo X. You also can go with the Burris Oracle, which is a range-finding optic, or the Garmin Zero, which is also a range-finding optic, and much more. The 2-stage S1 trigger breaks extremely clean. It makes this shoot like a custom rifle. I mean, everything adds up to high-tech, new, exciting, speed, energy, and everything else. We took this hunting the other day and shot a white-tailed deer at 22 yards. And we had to grunt at him to stop him. He was looking straight at us, fully focused, on high alert. That arrow zipped through him so fast that he never moved until that arrow was out of him and on the other side. So very impressive speeds, which are going to mean more accuracy for hunters. But we can also use some of that speed and shoot heavier projectiles, arrows, and broadheads to increase our kinetic energy and our penetration and quiet the bow. So speed is great. It does lots of things. Reduces the drop of your arrow up close, increases kinetic energy, penetration, but most of all, this thing is a shooting machine. Repeatable, dependable, consistent. The design has been years in the making. They did test shots, over 25,000 test shots with prototype bows to prove what it can do. and I'd welcome anyone to go check it out. It's launch day, it's new, it's exciting, and it's leading the industry in the crossbow world.